Guys, join us on this as we share an 11-hour trip with an airline you've never heard of, from Zhengzhou all the way to Milan.
Hello.
Guys, we are about to fly with an airline we have never ever heard before. And the thing is, you've probably never heard of this airline too. It's called
What is it?
Juneyao. Juneyao Airlines. Look, even Julia can't remember it because Julia doesn't even know.
Juneyao.
Juneyao, yeah.
Juneyao Airlines.
Juneyao Airlines. Have you ever heard of it before?
No. And I swear it was one of my I would say most favorite journeys. If it wasn't for some hiccups, but like it wasn't the airline's fault. If any, the airline was great.
So guys, we flew from Zhengzhou and like the international departures was almost empty.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was so easy to get through security, so quick.
They were really good with luggage. I think our luggage was a bit heavier than it should have been. They didn't say a word.
No.
They
They were so good. The check-in was so easy. They were so lovely, so nice to us.
Oh, good. And then, food-wise as well, we contacted them just to ask to have a vegetarian meal, and there was also no problem. They came back quite quickly, and they said, "Yeah, of course, all done."
That is amazing because some airlines.
Not always that easy.
No,
some airlines don't even have vegetarian.
No, some airlines will tell you we don't have any vegetarian food at all. Guys, hello, we are on Juneyao Airlines. This is the first ever time I'm riding this airline. I've never heard of this airline before, but we are riding this airline all the way from Zhengzhou to Milan. Very, very excited to be.
I'm waiting for the moment where they come through in about 10 minutes and they'll tell everyone to put the windows down, and then it's gonna get really dark and they just try to put people to sleep for 10 hours.
They might not. Chinese airlines are pretty good. Anyway, I'm very excited to be on this airline. First time. We have, I believe, sorted out some meals on here, which is very good. Not all Chinese airlines do support vegetarian meals, but this airline does, which is very, very good. What's really interesting is they've got a movie section and entertainment on board, which is incredible. We've got time until destination, and we've got movies, we've got TV shows. Let's have a look at TV shows. You can press home again, go back. We've got movies here. This is a selection of movies. We've got some Chinese movies. We've got international movie section, which is very good. Amazing, really.
European films.
Yeah, there's a lot of European films. It looks like there's a few.
French, Spanish.
Can't see many English films, but this is probably. And then we've got classics as well here. We've got Frozen, The Lion King. This is pretty good. The list is actually quite extensive. I'm actually quite impressed.
It was somewhere in, maybe it was in TV vlogs. I don't know what sort of vlogs they are, but it says they're vlogs.
I've been on a lot of flights, and sometimes the screens are a little bit dated. This is very new, very modern. Touch screen works very well. You've also got games on here as well. Let's see what games we've got. We've got 3D race, Mr. Box. Let's have a look. Let's just have a quick play of 3D extreme racing. So this is loading. So let's see. Okay, Juneyao Air. Let's have a look. So far, very good, very comfortable, very spacious. I'll go through what they give you. It's loading at the moment. It's very slow.
We've actually got a free seat next to us, which never happens. We've got a free seat next to us.
One of the first times I've ever seen games on a flight. Normally there are a couple of games, but they're really usually bad. This actually looks like quite a good game. Wow, let's select. Wow. Right, let's hit that one. Let's play. How do I go? Right, so you press this button down to go, but then you can't steer, so I don't know how I'm expected to steer. I think I probably need to use the remote. I'll work that one out later and do a video. Julie was saying that we've got a seat next to us, which is really good.
Yeah, it never happens. It's the first time ever. Like, we've taken so many flights. It's the first time we actually have a free seat next to us. It's a 10-hour flight, 11 hours or something?
It's 11 hours, 10 and a half hours, 11-hour flight all the way to Milan. Pretty intense, but it should be good.
We are used to like 13 hours flights and stuff. So 11 hours is not bad, but the problem is, once we get to Milan, we have to spend the night at Milan airport because our next flight is at 6 a.m. Is it 6 a.m? Half 6? So basically, yeah, we're doing an all-nighter in Milan Malpensa, just camping on the floor.
There was nowhere to really stay. Milan is massive, so when you leave the airport, you've got to take all the taxis all the way back. It wasn't worth it. We've got to check in at about 3:30 in the morning anyway, so there's no point going out to a hotel. So,
although we'd be a bit jet lagged, no, but when we get there, it's our night, isn't it? So yeah, it's gonna be very, very tiring.
this is it. So very cool setup. Let's see what food they've got for us as well. Very excited at the stuff I've got in front of me here. Got safety instructions, all in English. Everything they wrote, they did the whole safety instructions in English, which was impressive. They've apparently got in-flight Wi-Fi, which is amazing if they do. Guys, I rarely see anything working. We'll try and get it connected. Julia says it's not working at the moment, but let's see if we can get it connected. Yeah, that's about it. There's a sick bag as well. Very good. Okay. Air stewardesses are going to start walking around again soon, so I'm going to stop vlogging. But when the food comes out, we will definitely have a look. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm quite hungry already.
We had to rush for this. Time runs out when you're in China. It's incredible because it's a vast country and there's so many things that you can buy and pick up, and packing is always a bit of a nightmare. Julia has to do all of the packing because she deems me too useless to do it. I don't know what that's about. Men are very good at packing.
No. And we ended up with, actually Chinese Airlines are really good because our bag was overweight.
They're always more concerned about visas and whatnot. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, mate, I'm leaving the country. Don't worry about
Very
it.
good with luggage. Yeah. Very nice. So you actually don't have, you can't actually close the window here, but you have this. So you select the level of light you want to let in. Yeah. You got you got 5 different levels. Look. So like this is how it starts, and then it gets progressively darker.
Oh wow.
If you want it up.
Oh, so it's electric. Wow.
Yeah. So the lightest, it is a bit slow to do, but the lightest you're gonna see in a bit. Now it's gonna progressively, gradually lit up a bit. Look, it's getting lighter and lighter now. Like letting all the sun in. Otherwise it just like blues out and it gets light up.
Very cool.
Look, that's actually the darkest it gets.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So guys, the food has arrived now, and drinks too actually. What's really, really impressive, for the first time ever, first time I've ever had sparkling wine on a flight was on a Virgin Atlantic flight, many, many years ago, premium economy with family. Never had it since. But here on this airline, they have sparkling wine.
Sparkling rosé, to be precise. I think it's because they're the airline theme is actually pink. So maybe they just wanted some pink wine to match it or something. Because I've never seen this, but it's really nice, nice and fruity. You try?
Wow. Oh, it smells nice. It smells quite sweet. It's a bit sweet. But I've got a glass of red wine. Red wine is always the best thing to get on a flight because it makes you a little bit sleepy, so you can sleep through the flight. Let's move on to the food. What food have we got here? So we have got. Or you can be in control because then you can speak as well. So we've got carrots. It looks like we've got some fruit. We've got some beetroot and the meal. I think you've got the same meal actually. Let's look at yours.
Meal is a bit sad.
Right, that is the meal.
Just a couple of zucchini. It's just a couple of zucchini chopped up. We allow just like boiled rice. Like it's not much of a meal. We did have to book this in advance.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did book this.
So I think we could have got a bit more. Maybe some tofu or some different veg with it. I don't know. But
So sometimes these Chinese airlines, you can get things like lao gama and stuff like that on board, or maybe some vinegar. I would love some vinegar with the rice. Been in China so much that I now eat everything with a bit of vinegar and a bit of chili.
yeah, I would love some vinegar. That wasn't beetroot, which was a bit strange actually. We thought, but it was a purple sweet potato.
Show it to me.
It's quite nice.
wow. Yeah, it is sweet potato. That's pretty impressive. Nice.
Not bad. The carrots are a bit sweet. Maybe a bit pickled or something.
Let's see. Maybe some nice dragon fruit, which is nice. And they've also got this thing, which is peach juice. It looks like, which is cool. This is an airline you've never heard of, and it's a very cool airline. Check it out. It's pink. Even the airline staff are in pink themselves.
Yeah, it's quite fashionable.
And the lights are all pink. Very, very cool.
All the food we got was a bit on the sweet side.
Oh, really?
Sweet potato is quite sweet. The carrots, I thought they would be boiled carrots, but it's actually a sort of pickle thing, which is also quite sweet. And then obviously we got fruit juice, and the wine is a bit sweet too. Everything is a bit sweet. Maybe the rice one. Not all meals were like great,
Right.
but I think at least one of the two out of three were okay.
Yeah.
I think only one was a bit sketchy.
What's really good about this airline is we asked for some chili, and they've delivered. Actually, they've given us some chili sauce as well, which is fantastic. Very rarely do you get that. Apparently, she says it's Chinese spicy, which normally isn't that spicy according to us. We've lived in Indonesia before; it's even hotter. Chinese spicy is usually good. Oh, is it quite hot? Yeah. She gave me a warning, as if like to say, just be careful because you're on a flight. You know, you don't want to get taken ill. But it's all good. Wow, very nice.
It's good, it's like sambo.
Guys, the oh wow, it's like sambo. It's very delicious. Oh wow. Ooh. Oh, it's incredible. Then you get the courgettes, the rice. Yeah, Kunming, yeah, something like that. Wow. Nice. It's a really good meal, actually. Really balanced, really healthy. Very good. They've done very well, actually. That chili sauce is very vital, very important, amazing. We've also convinced Julia's mum that we aren't flying back to Italy, so that should be very interesting as well. We'll see how that goes. But very impressive. So the Wi-Fi on this flight works. And many people will say, oh, every airline's got Wi-Fi. Yeah, every airline does have Wi-Fi. It never works. Has never worked. I've flown. I probably fly about 50 flights a year, and never have I seen Wi-Fi working on any flight. This is the first time, so impressive. And it works for foreigners as well, so you don't need your Chinese ID or mainland ID or anything like that. It's really, really good. Sparkling rosé. They also had red wine for me, and they gave me another glass as well. I cheekily asked, can I have another glass? They said, yeah, absolutely. And they even brought me chili sauce as well.
Oh, that was very nice, the chili sauce.
That is amazing, that stuff. It was some kind of, we asked for lao gan ma, but they were like, we don't got lao gan ma, we got this other thing. This is special Chinese spicy sauce. They said, be careful, it's very spicy.
It was a yellow kind of chili sauce, like I would call it like a sambo. It tasted like it was just made of mashed chilies.
Oh, it was so delicious.
Some sort of like yellow mashed chilies.
Salty, spicy.
Maybe some garlic, like spicy. Yeah, quite nice.
Oh, it was so delicious.
Very good. That really elevates anything, even a plain meal.
And the food, I couldn't knock it, to be honest. The entertainment service, the entertainment was good. They had a fair few films, some music, games as well, quality.
Oh yeah.
We were doing ASMR at one point, me and Julia. I thought that was quite funny. Yeah.
They had ASMR, and then they had some sort of was it like tutorials, like I don't know, like positions to be on a flight to be more comfortable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
Oh, I forgot to say. So, guys, we are flying with an airline you've never heard of, but we are flying from Zhengzhou all the way to Milan. And it's going to be a 10-hour flight. It was 11-hour flight. And yeah. Guys, the airline staff so nice. The cabin crew so lovely. Very, very sweet. They even served us breakfast, they called it, and they didn't have any alcohol. And I was like, have you got any beer? And they were like, I said, you got any wine? They were like, we don't serve wine at breakfast. I said, it's not really breakfast though. This is more evening for us. And I said, have you got a beer? And she went, I'll go get you one, all right? And I said, yeah. I said, top lot, all right, nice one. Which was good. But
yeah, they were very accommodating.
no, they were really nice to us. But so the whole 11 hours was amazing.
Only hiccup. Don't know how to get into this.
It was
It's not something that's got nothing to do with the airline itself.
No. So there was a dude behind us who had a serious problem with flatulence.
Him, right?
Yeah, it was him. He had a flatulence problem, but this flatulence problem happened every 2 minutes. It must be a disability because the smell was just absolutely like
It was very strong.
like phenomenally bad. It was chronically bad. It was,
Yeah, we struggled. It got better the last couple of hours, I think, but until then it was quite hellish.
the windows were very cool. That technology, I've never seen that before.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Although there was a trick to that, so I thought it was really cool until we were actually not able to
Change it.
change it. So for the first few hours of the flight, there was still daylight. It was okay, but then basically they changed.
The setting on it.
locked
It was an
it.
electric window, and then
Yeah,
they locked
and then they
it.
locked it so that you couldn't actually
Turn it up,
turn
brighten
up.
it.
So everything.
With
So
dark.
basically, it was their way to force you to be in the dark.
These airlines, when you go long haul these days, they try and make you sleep the whole way. I don't know
That's
what it
quite
is.
annoying. When you do have a window, obviously, and you're in the window seat, you can control that at least. But in this case, because it was electric, they can just like lock it for you, and then that's it.
Yeah, that was a little bit naughty, but yeah, it was a great trip. Really, really, really. If I could recommend Juneyao, I would totally recommend Juneyao.
We've flown with a few different Chinese companies before, Chinese Airlines, and I would say it was the most comfortable.
This was the best one.
Yeah.
This was amazing, and we had a seat next to us. Incredible. Airline staff,
yeah.
cabin crew, lovely. Food decent. Our second meal wasn't as good as our first, but it was okay. It was nice of them to even make do with us, to be honest. They brought us extra drinks. I was quite happy with that. Not bad for an economy flight, costing us less than £300 from all the way from Zhengzhou to
Definitely.
Milan. But so guys, you've seen the airline. It was amazing, and we had a great time. But this is where it really gets a bit grisly, because we were flying back from Milan to Julia's home, which is Sardinia, and
We had to spend the night at Milan airport.
so our flight wasn't until the next day because we couldn't get a flight. Italy is connected. Everyone else in Italy can ride trains, buses to get to their locations. Julia's got to take a flight to get home, and there was no flights until
Usually
next
it's
morning.
Not that bad, but like in this case, our flight got in at like 10 p.m. and then
Obviously, first stop in Italy is a beer and some food. Obviously, got to stop for a slice of pizza.
next flight available was
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
So we would have to, if we went to a hotel, you're checking in at 3 a.m. So there's no point going to a hotel.
We had luggage, so we had to check in at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It was just a few hours, but basically you're spending the night there. When you're already quite jet lag, obviously, because you're coming from east.
Guys, let me tell you this, right? When you come from China, the Chinese airports are immaculate. You can eat off the floor; they're so clean, and the kind of technology of them and everything is quite brightly lit. Getting into Milan, it was kind of dark, a little bit dusty in places. Malpensa, and it was it was very, very scary. I was like, I can't even leave Julia on her own here. She had a little bit of a kip at one point, and I just had to keep watching the bags. A lot of weird characters come up to you. I saw a character walking around the airport.
Homeless people.
Like, yeah.
walking in
Oh, the
and-
police don't remove them. They're walking out with shoes. They're smoking inside.
Without shoes.
Yeah,
I mean,
without shoes, without
yeah.
feet, without socks and shoes. Yeah.
I saw some strange guy
Oh my gosh, some guy on drugs just like walking
he-
through the
yeah,
airport.
He hadn't washed in weeks or
Oh, he
something.
stunk. But this is where it gets really funny. So you can see what Milan airport's like. It's not great, but it's okay. We make do. But the worst thing happened is our suitcase split in the middle of the flipping night. As Julia was moving stuff in the bags, the the zipper broke on. We've tried to put a little bit of tape on it. Julia was in absolute hysterics because Julia was picturing it, the suitcase opening up on the tarmac of the airport.
Heavy suitcase. Imagine not having a zip and just trying to put like tape on it. Obviously, it's not gonna last long, you know. It's not gonna last a flight where they're just like throwing bags and stuff. So obviously, I was like, we're gonna lose everything in here, right? Yeah, it was probably one of the worst nightmares that you could face.
You know why it's so bad? Because let me tell you, in China, you've got 24-hour things or things like that. And listen, in Italy, these things they close at like 10 p.m. There's nothing that's open after 10 p.m.
At this point, it was like 12 a.m.
Yeah.
And obviously, we were going to check in at 3 a.m. So we had a few hours. Obviously, not chance to buy anything anywhere.
There's no shops, nothing.
No.
And so our best option was to get it suitcase wrapped. All the wrapping places were closed, and they were closed until God knows when. We weren't sure if they were going to ever open. And they said that they would open at about 3:30 or something, but we went there at 3 o'clock. There was no one there, or 3:30. There was no one there, and we were like, "Oh shit!" And it wasn't until a guy walked past, and maybe a Bangla, maybe a Pakistani bloke, just turned around and said, "Hey, you need your bags wrapped?" And we said, "Yeah," and he clearly didn't work for the place. He was just rolling around with his trolley and offering his services. And I said, "You can wrap a bag?" He said, "I'll do it manually by hand." I said, "Yeah." I said, "How much do you want for it?" And he said, 10 euro. I said, "Yeah, 10." And he was like, "They charge 18 euros for it. I'll do it for 10. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Mate," I said, "I would pay you double if I had it."
Yeah, it was heavy.
And sometimes in Italy, it's a little bit like, you know, it opens when it opens kind of vibe.
It was like a dream, because you imagine, like, I haven't slept. So, you know, like, you're tired. Like,
We hadn't slept in 24 hours.
Almost a bit delirious, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's just, you're just walking around feeling like a zombie yourself.
Lost soul. It was so
It was
lucky.
great.
Mate, so lucky. And yeah, we did get it wrapped, and we were absolutely delighted. And then off we went, and we managed to get it on the Ryanair flight, but nearly a day and a half of no sleep. When you don't sleep for a day and a half, your body just absolutely loses it. Not easy. But we made it to Sardinia, and we surprised Julia's mum in the process. And it was nice.
We did surprise her at 8 a.m. She was
We
still
did.
in bed.
We did. We've been travelling for 36 hours, it felt like. It's not like a Chinese airport, is it, Julia? Give us a tour.
Here's the exit. And then you're going to get to baggage collection. It's about 3 bells. And that's about it. Then you come out and there's some funny Sardinia sculptures and stuff.
Oh, is there?
But usually there is now. They have a piano.
Let's have a look.
Then you get some olive oil. Adverts.
Oh, olive oil, yeah.
It's a classic.
Guys, this is an...
Your family will be coming here.
Oh, they will
We're
be.
here in a few weeks.
They will be. This is an
Look.
Sardinian airport.
Beers,
This is an Italian island airport.
Sardinian dish.
Sardinian beer.
Yeah, Sardinia is the first region in Italy for beer consumption.
Is it? Apparently they drink the most beer here in Sardinia, in Italy.
Yeah.
Most beer consumption. Oh, it's famous for watermelon too.
No, there's no one.
A small watermelon. This is an airport here in Italy, but
Yeah,
it's
this is like
an
really-
island.
You see that, like where it is?
Oh yeah. So this is...
You got some table football there.
There's only 4 belts. But yeah. But that all brings it to a close. That was the dramatic bit. But yeah, what an airline that is. I totally recommend it.
Yeah, very good experience.
Very good experience. And yeah, guys, we'll leave it at that and see you on the next one.